If you want to test the strength of a fire, do not fear the smoke. Long before she ever raised a weapon, long before her name would ignite the hearts of a nation, Yaa Asantewaa walked among the people as a mother, a farmer, and a queen mother of the Ejisu people. She was not born into fame, nor did she seek it. Her hands had tilled the red soil of the Ashanti lands. Her eyes had seen seasons rise and fall. And yet, there was a fire in her bones, an ember she did not yet understand. But fate always finds those whose hearts burn with purpose. The year was 1900. The Ashanti Empire, once powerful and proud, was bleeding. The British Empire had clawed deeper into West Africa, like a lion that would not be satisfied until it swallowed the last of its prey. Already, they had taken King Prempeh I, exiled him, dethroned him, sent him across the seas. The Ashanti court had fallen silent, until one demand shattered the air. The British governor Sir Frederick Hodgson summoned the chiefs to Kumasi. Dressed in crisp uniform and arrogance, he demanded what no invader had dared before. "Where is the Golden Stool?" he asked. "Queen Victoria wishes to sit upon it." The chiefs stared at him, stunned. Did he not know? The Golden Stool was not just a throne. It was the soul of the Ashanti people. Forged by legend, believed to have descended from the heavens itself, it held the spirit of the Ashanti nation. No mortal sat upon it, not even their own kings. It was sacred, untouchable. But Hodgson was not a man of their land. He was a man of conquest, and conquest sees no sacred ground. The chief said nothing. Fear wrapped around them like chains. They had seen their leaders exiled, their warriors fall. Their silence was not consent. It was despair. And then the bangles clinked. A woman stood. When the drumbeat changes, the dance must also change. Yaa Asantewaa rose not with fury, but with stillness. The kind of stillness that comes before a storm. Her eyes scanned the room. Proud men looked away. Warriors bit their tongues. Elders shuffled in shame. She was not born into war. She did not carry a sword. But in her voice lived the thunder of every mother who had lost a son to war. Every widow who had watched the land darken under foreign boots. "Is it true?" she said. "Have the men of Ashanti become cowards?" No one answered. "Shall we hand our ancestors' soul to foreigners and call it peace?" Still, no answer. "Then hear me well," she said. "If you, the men, will not rise, then we, the women, shall." The silence cracked. The ground beneath the court shifted, not from tremors, but from history turning its head. That night, in the villages of Ejisu, women gathered. They came with their tools, farming hoes, kitchen knives, bows, and muskets long since rusted. But more than anything, they came with purpose. They would not allow their past to be stolen. They would not let their future be bought. Even the forest can hear the cry of a broken soul. In the weeks that followed, the message spread like wild yam vine. The Queen Mother of Ejisu had declared war, not just with words, but with action. She trained, she strategized, she rallied not just women, but men who had found their courage in her fire. The chiefs, once silent, now began to return. Not all, but enough. They remembered who they were. The Ashanti people had always been fierce defenders of their land. Their strength had never come from numbers, but from unity, from their knowledge of the forest, and from the stories of their ancestors whispered into their bones. Yaa Asantewaa led a council of warriors deep into the forest. There, they carved paths invisible to outsiders. They built ambush sites, dug hidden trenches, and planned for what would come. The British were strong in open battle. But the forest belonged to the Ashanti. It would become their sword, their shield, their final hope. When spiderwebs unite, they can tie up a lion. The siege began like a whisper. Night after night, shadows moved across the landscape. Ashanti warriors, cloaked in darkness, struck British outposts. They cut supply lines, destroyed bridges, and left the enemy hungry, isolated, and uncertain. The Kumasi fort, once a symbol of British dominance, had become a prison. Inside, British soldiers suffered from disease, hunger, and fear. Outside, Yaa Asantewa's warriors watched and waited. There was no rest. Even in rainstorms, they attacked. Even in silence, they advanced. Even in death, they sang. The war was not just fought with weapons. It was fought with spirit, with memory, with every song sung by a mother to her child about the glory of Ashanti, with every elder's tale of the ancestors who walked beside them. "Let them bring cannons," she said. "We bring the spirits of our land. The axe forgets, the tree remembers." Victory was within reach. Yaa Asantewaa had planned a final assault that would drive the British from the land once and for all. But even in the hearts of warriors, temptation can find a home. A traitor was born. No one knows his name. History does not honor betrayal. But for a pouch of British gold, he gave away her hidden camp. The British struck at night. Gunfire lit the forest like lightning. Blood stained the roots of ancient trees. And though her warriors fought like the legends of old, they could not withstand the surprise. Yaa Asantewaa was captured, bound in chains, but she did not bow, not once. "You may chain my body," she told them, "but the spirit of the Ashanti cannot be bound. You can exile the bird, but not its song." They sent her far away, to the Seychelles, an island prison across the sea, far from her land, her people, her soul. But something strange happened. Her exile did not silence the Ashanti. It awakened them. Whispers of her courage became songs in the markets, chants in the forest, and prayers at night. Children were named after her. Women rose in leadership. Men spoke her words. The British had taken her body, yes, but not her legacy. She died in exile in 1921. The sea buried her bones, but not her fire. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. In 1957, long after the drums of war had gone silent, Ghana rose as the first sub-Saharan African nation to declare independence from colonial rule. It did not rise alone. It rose with her. Yaa Asantewaa's spirit was there, in the speeches, the rallies, the cries of freedom. Her courage had become part of the soil, her name carved into history. Today, statues honor her. Schools bear her name. Songs are sung in her memory. But her true monument is this, that when the world tried to silence her people, a woman stood, alone at first, but never truly alone. "If you, the men, will not fight, then we, the women, shall rise," she said it once. Now, generations echo it still. Let her story remind you, it is not the sword that makes a warrior, it is the fire in their bones,